So, a former minister firing volleys at his former colleagues. Foul play? Well, let's see Edwin Poots in action. This one may have initially been aimed straight at the First Minister, but it was the Deputy First Minister, Martin McGuinness, who returned serve in the Chamber today.
Order members, questions to the First and Deputy First Minister's office. And I call Mr Edwin Poots.
Question number 1, Mr Speaker.
Deputy First Minister.
We have not at this point considered regeneration projects for the Maze Long Cache site other than those contained within the master plan published in 2006. We are developing a paper to bring to the Executive.
Mr Poots for supplementary.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. The First Minister has already indicated that given the value of the site, that it would be wrong to allow it to grow weeds. I assume that the Deputy First Minister would be in agreement with that, and on the basis of that, if Plan A, which you are currently looking at, is not carried through and discontinued, that you will put a viable and deliverable Plan B in place prior to dropping Plan A.
Minister.
Well, it's a very valuable site, and under no circumstances are we going to allow it to grow weeds. But consideration for a Plan B will not arise unless and until the present proposals have been brought to a conclusion. We are currently considering the present proposals for the development of the Maze Long Cache site, including the DFP assessment of the business case, and we are also assessing the outcome of the major procurement process for the appointment of a private sector development partner for the site. And this procurement is based on a delivery of the key master plan elements, such as the multi-sports stadium, the International Centre for Conflict Transformation, the Royal Ulster Agricultural Showgrounds, light industrial development and other related proposals. Development plans of this size and complexity require very careful consideration, and we aim to come to an informed decision on this very complex proposal as soon as possible.
Kennedy for supplementary. Mr Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. What response would the Deputy First Minister make on the stinging attack made by the former Minister for Culture, Arts and Leisure on the obstruction of the Maze project by leading civil servants? And what action will OFM DFM take to address the issue highlighted by Mr Poots? And in particular, will OFM DFM hand the Maze project over to the SIB or private developers, as the former Minister suggests?
Minister.
Well, I wouldn't make any response at all to the allegations that were made, except to say that the process at the minute leaves us in possession of an assessment, an analysis, if you like, from the Department of Finance and Personnel for ourselves as ministers, which we will have to consider in terms of how we take this forward. And if there are allegations to be made, then that's essentially a matter for those people who want to make the allegations. I obviously would be interested if people want to come along and furnish me with facts and figures and details. Be very interested in hearing what they have to say, but that hasn't happened thus far. All I have heard is what I've heard in the media, and I think if we're to sensibly to take this forward, we have to do it in a fashion that deals with what is a very valuable site for our economy, for our people. And I think as we go forward, it's incumbent upon everybody to recognise the importance of seeing this through to its final conclusion. Yes, there is a big debate about it at the moment, and there are many different interests taking part in the debate. I understand that, and I can understand people fighting their corner. But I think that it's sensible for us to analyse where the situation is at and bring forward the paper for the Executive, and that's what we propose to do.